Hello, Thornton Darts here again, back with another design video. What I want to do today is make a. Hello, Thornton Darts here, back again with another design video. What I want to do today, still make a hybrid design, but I'm going to use my own darts. So darts that I've collected over time. I've got a fair few sets now. If you've seen my Twitter, you've seen I've got a lot. So I've put some of them in a hat. I'm just going to shuffle them around and then pick one out at random, and then I'll bring up pictures for you guys if they're on Darts Corner, or if they're a bit older I'll try and find one, or just take one and put it on. And yeah, merge the three, and because I've got them here it's quite nice for me to measure as well, so I can get them a bit more accurate in terms of the grip and things like that. So yeah, I'll show you guys what we're doing. So this is my my hat, my Seattle Mariners hat. Got it when I went to America, and yeah, I've got a load of darts in here, loads of different ones. I've got sort of your Phil Taylor Gen 2s, I've got Harrow's Oblivion, got Dark Destroyers, if anyone remembers those. Gary Anderson World Champions, just stuff like that. Steve Beaton's in there, Van Gogh. I've got a few in there, so you can hear him. And what I'm going to do is just pick one out, show you guys, and then that will go down ready for the design, and then we'll merge the three after. So I'll shake them up a bit. Now I did practice how I was gonna pull these out and actually stab myself in the finger, so I'm going to try and be a bit more careful this time. So just shake a few about. So first one is here. Oh, so we've got Mervyn King in gold. So there's Mervyn King. So that'll be the first dart. It's the old style as well, the older windmill style. So not the new black ones that you see. These are slightly different. Next one. Here we go. Oh, here we are. Okay, so we've got soft tip quantum darts, quantum backlash. Sort of a Japanese style barrel. So that's number 2, and then number 3 we have, what's this? Oh, I'm going to do that again. I picked up 2. Right. Aha! Hey, ooh. This is an interesting one. Haruki Muramatsu target darts. Lovely dart. Very Japanese style barrel. I've got 2 Japanese style barrels there really, so it'll be quite interesting. So I've got Mervyn King, Quantum Backlash, and Haruki Muramatsu. So I'll bring a picture of those up now and I'll show you what they look like in a bit better detail. Okay, so I've put the darts up on the left hand screen for you now. I've got them in front of me, so I'll put them there so you can see it. And I'm just thinking now how I'm going to merge them. Usually I do front, middle and back, but I'd actually like to try and pick my favourite parts of it this time and have a bit more of an influence on how it looks, if that makes sense. So what I'm thinking is I'd quite like to do the Haruki darts, so the blue ones that you can see, and then I want to make them all gold for the Mervyn, and the scallop at the back I want to make more like the grip on Mervyn's darts, so less of the sort of a very odd shape at the back. I'd actually like to make that more like Mervyn King's sort of scallop grips, and then towards the front of the barrel I'd like to add a couple of the backlash grips on there, so you can see there's sort of a couple of grooves with then drill holes in. I quite like those, so I'm going to try my best to merge all those 3 together. So I'm going to get a basic template drawn up and then we can go from there. Okay, so I've got something similar, so I've kept the front trying to be similar to Haruki's darts. Now, yeah, this section looks a bit odd now. I've got the Mervyn King scallop there, and I find when I do this part of the design it looks horrible. When you add a bit more texture and add a bit more grip, it looks a lot better. So I'll have a play around with that. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go straight in and make it gold to start with. Show that looks like. I'll put the holes in and then we can start playing around with the grip types. So that's what I'll do next. Okay, so I've made it gold now. It looks a little bit better. I mean, once I put a few more details in it, I think it will look better once there's a point in it. Again, I picked some weird shaped barrels, so as you can see here, this is the area where I sort of want the Mervyn King part, and the rest is Haruki. And then I'm going to add some grips maybe here and here for the quantum backlash. Let's see what we get to. It's a very odd shape, and because the target shape is quite nice, so I've just tried to not make it exactly the same, but tweak it a little. It does look odd, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to tweak this back area a little bit, I think. I might make this bigger and slightly... I know Mervyn's was straight, but I'm going to taper it slightly to make it a bit more Japanese style, I think. That's what I'm going to go with. Okay, yeah, so as you can see here, I've just now tweaked that rear section to make it sort of dip down a bit. It looks a lot more of a Japanese style now. It's rare to, what I find is rare to see that at the back of a Japanese style dart is straight. It tends to taper a lot more, as a lot of them are rear grippers, a lot of the players. So yeah, I'm a lot more happy with the back end now. Give me a bit of room. I like on the back of the Mervyns, you can see there's a couple of rings. I'd like to add them onto this area, like on the Mervyn's darts. Maybe I'll put the crown on there as well, just to be quite cool. But I'm going to add a couple of ring grips on this back area now. And then maybe I'll add some in here, or I might just leave it plain. I'm going to see how we go. This is all part of the process, really. Sometimes when I'm doing my own designs, I just do things. Sometimes you make a good design by accident. It's happened many times. I'll accidentally make a grip wrong, and then I go, oh, well done, that actually looks pretty good. So yeah, don't be afraid to go wrong, because sometimes it leads to the best things without thinking about it, really. So yep, I'll have a play with that area now. It's looking quite good, I think. Maybe I'll play around with the colouring as well, but let's see. Okay, so now you can see at the back here, I've got a bit more just close that down. I've got a bit more of the grip here now. I really like how that's looking, actually. I've decided to do it silver, like the natural tungsten colour. So I think that looks really cool. I might make all of the grips silver now, just to make it stand out a little more. I do really like that. I think Merv's are gold on his, but yeah, I quite like that silver effect on it, really. So yeah, I think I now want to add some of the quantum style grips onto this area here. So as you can see on the thing there, it's yeah, they're sort of triangularish cuts, and then they've got some drill holes in and a few little slots. So I want to sort of incorporate that into the design a little. Yeah, so what I like to do is I like to break each sort of area into smaller sections. So the first thing I notice is the cuts and then the drill. I try to design how in my head I think they're going to be made, if that makes sense. So I know that they'd cut those first and then they would drill in those slots or mill those slots in afterwards. So it's just a good way to think of anything, really. Break it down into smaller, easier parts. Some darts look really complex, but if you break it down into every sort of step of manufacture, let's say, it's a lot easier to think of. Well, I find when designing anyway. So yeah, I'm going to add in the slots now. Okay, so I've now added in sort of my representation of the quantum darts, basically. So I've got in so on the picture you can see some of the slots on there. I've got sort of a hole slot on this side with a ring, which I can see on my barrel, and then I've got just some slots going round in a pattern. Yeah, I think that part looks really good. I'm going to add the colour in now, just to hopefully make it pop, and then I'm going to see where I am. I might do a couple more tweaks. Okay, so here's what it's looking like at the moment. I'm actually quite happy with how it's turning out. It is a very unique style, but if you've seen Japanese darts, some of them are crazy looking, but I'm gonna actually, I think I quite like the Haruki grey sort of sandblasted area. I may try and experiment with this, the colour of the rear here. Maybe I think that might look quite cool in silver, or some silver maybe micro grip on it, I'm thinking. That Mervyn King scallop, maybe with some micro grip in it. I think I'm going to give that a try and see what it looks like. Okay, so I've had a play with the rear, and I added in some sort of small kind of micro grip into the grooves. I actually quite like it. I do like that bit of grip in there. Oh, I actually really like this design. It's definitely quirky. What I'll do is I'll make up a little assembly with a point, some flights and stems. I'm gonna have a look at it with and without the with and without the micro grip, because that's the only bit I'm not sure about at the moment. I might make that whole bit silver, so I'm gonna play around and see what we come out with. Okay, so I've got two versions here now. I'll put them up on the big screen in a little while. I like them both for different reasons. I think I prefer the top one, but you guys let me know which one you prefer in the comments. I think I prefer the top one, but I like the idea of the grip practical wise on the sort of micro grip there. So I think I prefer the top one, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. And I'm just going to add some flights and stems to this now, just to make it pap. Okay, so here's what the sort of finished product looks like. I'm quite happy with how they look. They're a little bit wacky, but I actually quite like them. I'd throw them anyway. I prefer the version here, I think. Looks really smart. But I do also like this. I think this one would suit my throw more, maybe, because I like a bit of grip. So, but visually, I think this one looks a bit more crisp, a bit cleaner. So yeah, thanks again for coming. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Ciao.